Bristol just got called out by one of its own winners. Christopher Bell didn't hold back, saying the outcome at one of NASCAR's most iconic tracks isn't about talent anymore, it's about luck. And if he's right, that changes everything about how we judge wins, losses, and even championships. Here's what's happening. Christopher Bell, fresh off a dramatic Bristol playoff win last season, is raising serious concerns about how races are being decided at this track. According to Bell, it's not just skill behind the wheel, it's when caution flags fall and how long your tires survive. He even went as far as saying it's nearly impossible to spot real differences in driver technique when it comes to tire management. Meanwhile, other drivers like William Byron are pointing to weather, especially temperature, as the real factor behind tire chaos. And now Goodyear is stepping in with a brand new tire formula aimed at fixing the problem ahead of the next Bristol race. This didn't come out of nowhere. Bristol has quietly turned into one of the most unpredictable tracks in NASCAR, not because of wrecks or aggressive driving, but because of tire wear. Last season alone, we saw races where tires either lasted forever or completely fell apart within laps. That kind of inconsistency forces teams to gamble instead of strategize. Bell's own win is a perfect example. He charged for 5th to 1st in the final lap, survived contact, and stole the race. Impressive? Absolutely. But even he's admitting timing played just as big a role as talent. That's a big deal. Because if drivers themselves believe outcomes are being dictated by randomness, it impacts everything: team strategy, driver confidence, and even how fans view legitimacy. In a sport built on precision and control, luck is a dangerous word. Let's break this down at a higher level. What Bell is really saying isn't that skill doesn't matter. It's that the margin between drivers has become so razor thin that external variables are deciding races. Think about that. If every driver is managing tires the same way, lifting early, rolling the corners, being smooth in the edge, no longer comes from technique. It comes from factors you can't fully control. When a caution comes out, how your specific tire set reacts, track temperature shifts mid-race. That's not racing mastery, that's volatility. Now, from a strategic standpoint, this forces teams into reactive mode instead of proactive planning. Instead of building long-run speed or perfecting setups, crews are gambling on timing. That raises the risk level dramatically, because when races become unpredictable, consistency suffers. In a NASCAR, consistency is everything over a full season. Now let's talk about Goodyear's move. They're introducing a new tire designed to reduce temperature sensitivity. On paper, that's exactly what teams want: more stability, less randomness. But here's the catch. If the tires become too consistent, you risk removing one of the few variables that actually creates passing and strategy differences. So NASCAR's walking a tightrope here. Too much chaos, you undermine driver skill. Too little, you risk boring, predictable races. And right now, Bristol is stuck right in the middle of that battle. This is where things get interesting. Some fans are going to agree with Bell immediately. They've already been questioning whether recent Bristol races feel more like survival contests than true showcases of talent. But others, they love the chaos. Unpredictability brings drama. It creates viral moments. It keeps fans guessing until the final lap. Media analysts are likely split too. One side will argue NASCAR needs more control, cleaner racing, more skill-based outcomes. The other side will say this is exactly what modern racing needs: unpredictability. In an era where cars are more equal than ever, the new Goodyear tire works perfectly. Drivers get more consistent grip, strategy becomes meaningful again, and the best talent rises to the top. Bristol returns to being a true driver's track where skill, not luck, decides the winner. The changes don't fix the issue or make it worse. Tire behavior remains unpredictable, teams keep gambling, and more drivers start speaking out like Bell. At that point, NASCAR has a credibility problem on its hands. So now the question is simple. If races are being decided by timing and tire luck, are we really watching the best drivers win or just the best timed ones? Drop your take in the comments. Does Bristol need fixing, or is this chaos exactly what NASCAR needs right now? And if you want real breakdowns like this every week, hit subscribe.